So hi everybody, thank you for joining. So looking forward to sharing this time with you. So as I said, we're coming live from Surya Kutia, my sun hut, which was built by my husband. It's beautiful. It's a space for me to create and make the blends and be inspired, because it's all this beautiful wood, as you can see, and I have the oils behind me. So I hope everybody's doing good this afternoon and feeling the energy of spring, this new energy of new beginnings. It's really a time to connect and resurge, that resurgence. So if we were if we were physically together, I would probably have us, get in a circle and say or introduce ourselves, say our name, and maybe say a word of what we're bringing to the circle. So I'm pulling this from my doula sisters. So I'm gonna start with me, and if anybody just wants to share a word, they can. So my name is LoriO. I give you my hand and I bring to the circle joy. So if anybody wants to put a word there that they bring this afternoon with us in this circle, please share, and put it in the comments. Okay? So let's get started. Asha brings love. Yes, we are full of love in this sun hut. It's so warm. Not warm from the heat, it's just warm from that love, from that good feeling. And grace. I love grace. Grace is one of my favorite words, because, as women, we want to be graceful. So I love that. Love and grace. Thank you for sharing those. So let's get started a little bit and start talking about light. Lunar light brings light, and she shines so much light. This is such a beautiful soul. Lunar light is the person helping me. And Vanessa, healing. Yes, Vanessa, I bring that with you as well, and I send you lots of healing and big love to you. I hope to see you soon. It's so nice to have my friends and family joining in and sharing this time with me. I feel really very special. So let's talk a little bit about aromatherapy. Some of you may have some knowledge, some may have none. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to make it simple and just, straightforward, so that you all can pick up some information today and use that if you're interested in the oils going forward. So basically, aromatherapy in this simple sense is the therapeutic use of essential oils. But in the words of one of my favorite teachers, Erin Stewart, aromatherapy is an experience, not an essential oil, which is what I love. It involves aromatic plant molecules, but it's more about the plants, the herbs, the spices, than it is about the bottle of essential oil. So that's why I love to start by sharing. So if some people just joined in the beginning, I shared some of the plants that we picked today. So these are some rose petals, some jasmine, some lemon thyme, and some lavender. So an essential oil is basically an aromatic essence distilled from a single botanical source. So be it the petal of a flower, or the root of a plant, or the leaves. Yes, it's distilled, and in different forms. It could be steam distilled, or there's other methods of distillation, which would be part of another talk. There's a lot to learn. And essential oils are made up of many ingredients, and those ingredients are actually different molecules, and these molecules are where the properties are. And one essential oil can actually have 200 different molecules, and they come together in their own special way, creating a unique aroma and unique therapeutic effects. Hi Diana, nice to see you joining. Hi Joe. Joe is joining us from France. Hi, it's nice to see all my friends and family. And essential oils are basically the essence of the plant. It's the life force, the carrier of the vital energy of the plant. So the fragrant oil that's located in the surface really contains so much power and so much potential. Oh, I see. Who is that who joined? Little Monkey, my darling niece. Hi, Cassandra. So essential oils mobilize the body's own self-healing powers by following holistic principles and working on the body and soul. So that's one thing that I love about it, because with my yoga background, which is so holistic, where it's body, mind, and spirit, the same way the oils are also all about body, mind, and spirit. And I just want to share a quote from Valerie Ann Walkwood, who wrote this beautiful book called Aromatherapy for the Soul, which really dwells into the more spiritual side of the oils. Hi Claudia, thank you for joining. So nice to see you here. And she says, essential oils are a way of connecting cosmic energy to us. Plants take the energy of the sun, transform it through photosynthesis into the food energy upon which animals rely. And essential oils are the concentrated form of that sun energy. So you understand how by using the oils, we are literally connecting to the sun and to the cosmos. Such a beautiful principle. So they're not really oils in the true sense of the word though, because they're volatile and they evaporate without a trace. And they're also light sensitive, so you have to keep them in dark bottles. And of course, right here in the sun hut, we have a lot of light. So I'm gonna have to find ways of, closing out, darkening the windows during the day to keep the oils nice and cool and at room temperature. So everybody's okay? How are we doing? Good? Y'all can comment, I am able to read it and I will share. Hi Shanika. Hi Flumby. Hi. Oh, it's so good to see people from all over the world. Right now it's France, Trinidad, and USA on board. From what I see, maybe there are others. Let's talk a little bit about the sense of smell. Our sense of smell is one of our primary senses. And of course, we know this, I'm sure most of us know one of our primary senses, taste, smell, sight, hearing, etc. And any odor is made of molecules, right? And the essential oils basically trigger our sense of smell. Oh, hi Brunel, good. I hope baby girl's listening. And excuse me, let me let that plane pass if you all are hearing it. Yes. So, important point, our olfactory membrane, which is located on the top and both sides of the inner nasal cavity, is the only place in the human body where the central nervous system is exposed and in direct contact with the environment. So that's quite big if you understand what it is. Basically, oh great, I'm glad baby girl's listening. I have I'll give you all that story later. Anyway, so this is why we can catch so much, we can get sick through the nose, and that's why with COVID, they always say cover your nose with the mask, not just your mouth, because your nose is where, in the inner cavities of the nose is where you're directly in contact with the environment. So the odor goes from the nose to the olfactory nerves, to the limbic system, and then to the cerebral cortex. And the cells of the olfactory membrane are in fact brain cells. Nothing gets closer to the brain than aroma. That's amazing, right? Nothing gets closer to the brain like aroma. Aroma induces the release of brain chemicals and thus can reach or affect the whole body. So the limbic center, it actually holds our instinctive behaviors and plays an important role in memory and learning, right? So much of our life is influenced by odor. Our motivations, our moods, our memory, our creativity, our sexual life. The whole perfume industry is built around our instinctive behaviors to smell. So maybe a scent might evoke a memory for you, and that is normal. They often say so. Maybe you could share here with you, like if vetiver reminds you of your grandmother's cupboard, or if when you smell lavender, you think of the south of France. That's what happens to me when I smell lavender. It takes me right away to the south of France. Or what does jasmine evoke? So if you have any favorite scent, share in the comments. Let us know if and if it evokes something for you. How do you use your essential oils? How do you like to use them? One thing that's important, I'm going to say first as a safety caution, you're not supposed to use essential oils neat, that means undiluted, on your skin, directly on the skin. You should always dilute them. The only oil that they say is safe, is lavender. And actually lavender is a great oil if you have a burn. So I got burn cooking yesterday, and I put some lavender, and right away it stops. It's amazing, and that is the only oil you can use neat, right? So some of the ways you can use the oils, of course, would be, let me get it, in the diffuser. So I have one here, of course, in the room, and you can get them at Infused Pure Therapy. We have a sale going on now until the end of March. And that's a great way to use them because one, you could move them around the house, and they really make the odor spread greatly. Oh, let me see what Lauren says. Vetiver, exactly, my grandmother's closet. Beautiful memories. Oh, I'm going to smell that. Oh, Brunel says lavender is her favorite oil. Yes, mine too. Oh, Roy too. Oh, yes, it's mine too. Taking a whiff. So other ways to use it is inhalation, of course, by just smelling it. We have the little inhalers. Adafi, oops, I use eucalyptus undiluted. Well, be careful. I mean, once it's fine for you, but people can have, can be burnt or have a reaction or irritation. So just be careful. They always recommend that you test first, but definitely you shouldn't use it undiluted. Another one we use undiluted, I know people use undiluted is tea tree, but again, be careful. Of course, safety recommendations are there just for that. It's our precautions, but you test it on yourself and then you will see. Another way to use the oils would be through hot compresses. Those work really well in the shower or directly on the skin. And if you're putting it on the skin, you can put it like in a carrier oil. So we make some great carrier oils with blends in it, which are really nice. And oh yeah, Asha uses the tea tree undiluted. Yeah, but I mean, you can once you've tested it, but I don't recommend it, especially if you're new. Yes, oh yes. So, and then the other way would be internally, which of course I would only recommend that you use that with a therapist or somebody you're working with, because it's the oils are powerful, and but in France they use them a lot internally. So let's talk about blending. How's everybody doing? Everybody's there. I'm keeping your attention, I hope. I hope you're interested. Oh, it's a little fly. So the blending consideration. So when you're blending, so today I thought we would blend Bonne Nuit, which is one of our best sellers at Infused Pure Therapy. It's a great oil for relaxation. As the name says, I like to bring the French names in because of course if you all know me, I have French roots. And aromatherapy is so linked to France, perfumery is so linked to France. So yeah, when I can, I like to bring in the French name. So Bonne Nuit, I hope you all know. Thank you, Asha. Thanks, Diana. So Bonne Nuit means good night. So this oil is a blessing. It makes you want to rest, it makes you want to sleep, it really calms you down. So we're gonna go through a bit the blending process and then come in to understand what we put in this oil to make it like that. So we can blend following different criteria. So you can blend by using the plant part, or you can blend following the chemical families. Yes, because one oil is made up maybe of 4 or 5 sometimes chemical families, or sometimes just one, like grapefruit only is like 90%, 95% one family, monoterpenes. So you have the chemical components, you have the aroma preferences, because you know in aroma you have the top, middle, and base note, and we can talk a little bit more about that. Then of course the choice of carrier. Oh, Daffy says she has Bonne Nuit. Oh, Lauren loves Bonne Nuit. Oh. Yes, it really helps you sleep. I love it too. I use it in the diffuser most nights. And the other consideration would be, of course, who you're blending for. If there's an issue the person has that you want to specifically address, how the oil is going to be used, the method of application. Also the intuition. I work a lot with intuition. So although I would know generally the properties and so on, it's more like that, an intuition or a feeling that comes to me, and I think, oh, these oils would go well together, or I want to create this. Like for example with Caribbean Breeze, if you all know that blend, it's a blend I wanted really to evoke the Caribbean and that freshness and spiciness. So I used vetiver to ground it, but then we used ginger, lime, and ylang ylang. So it has that sweetness of the flower and the ginger with the little spice, and of course the lime, the freshness. So that's how we work that one. Other areas to take into consideration when blending is, of course, if there are safety concerns and if it's an acute or chronic issue that you're dealing with. And let's just talk a minute about the notes, top, middle, and base. So it's interesting because the top notes, which are more, they evaporate quickly. They're usually light, fresh, they're sharp. It's usually what you smell first when you smell a scent. And they're there to stimulate your mind and uplift your energy. And generally those are like the citrus oils, some of the flowers. Then you have the middle, which is what they call the heart note. And they give aromatic softness, fullness, and round off the sharp edges. And help to harmonize the blend. So the middle really brings it all together. And they provide that balance both physically and energetically. So some middle notes would be, for example, lavender or peppermint, chamomile, some of the herbs. And then you have the base, the deep, warm, grounding ones that, they act like a fixative in the blend. And they are used more to relieve stress, anxiety, and insomnia. So you'll understand. And you have vetiver. Ylang ylang, interestingly, it's a middle base. Because it's still a flower, but it still has that grounding energy to it. And the plant parts. So, you have like the seeds, you have the roots, the wood, resins, leaves, flowers, and fruits. All of that, you can extract oil from each plant part. It's amazing. So seeds, you could think cardamom, you could think anise seed, you can think carrot seed. The roots would be like vetiver, and the wood, cedar wood, sandalwood. And you have resins like the frankincense or myrrh, which literally, when you cut the tree, the sap of the tree is what gives that resin, and then it heals. So the tree is cut to let go the sap, and then the resin heals the tree back. So same with frankincense is a fantastic oil for the skin and for healing. Leaves, sprigs, grass, needles. So those are the pines, and those actually influence your breath and protect the plant from water loss and support the photosynthesis. Really important role. And the same roles that these the functions that these parts of the plants have with the plant are adapted to what we are feeling and the benefits and the properties that it brings to us. Then the flowers. So flowers are new growth. This love. Like rose is about love. Love and grief, actually, very interesting. I think they go together. And lavender. is part of the flowers. And then you have the fruits, which are all uplifting and cleansing, like all the citrus. So of course you use the citrus, the rind, to do the distillation process there. But interestingly enough, a citrus tree can give us petitgrain, bergamot, neroli. 3 different oils can come from the different parts of the citrus tree, whether it's the flowers, the leaves, or the twigs. Right, so let's get into actually the blending of the bonne nuit. And one thing why blending is so important is basically it's the synergy. The expression of the whole has greater effects than the sum of all its parts. So bringing it together like that makes it more potent. So these oils, so in bonne nuit, we have bergamot, patchouli, lavender, and ylang ylang. And all these oils have anti-anxiety, stress relieving properties. All 4 of them actually. So already starting from there, you're in a good place to have an oil that's gonna, a blend that's gonna really support relaxation and stress relief. So we're gonna mix it, so I wanted it grounding but sweet. So that's why the patchouli is the grounding one in here. So patchouli is an interesting plant. It's a herb. It's like a herb, but it has a very deep, powerful scent. And so we're gonna only put 20 drops of patchouli. So here's a little beak. We're gonna mix it together so you'll really see how it works. So we're gonna put 20 drops of patchouli. So y'all can maybe have a little comment, share what you're feeling, how is it going so far. This is my first time, so I want feedback. So that's patchouli. So we put 20 of that. Oh, this is what I wanted to tell you. So these little bottles actually hold 100 drops, right? So I'm gonna make this blend to fit this is a 5 ml bottle. So it's good to know 5 ml bottle is 100 drops. And this 100 drops could last you, well, if you use it in a diffuser. Remember, this oil is pure, so you just need to put 1 or 2 drops in your diffuser. It could last you for a month, right? So that was the patchouli. The other one is ylang ylang. And we're going with 20 drops too. Ylang ylang is quite a powerful scent, so we just going with 20, same as the patchouli. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's also not cheap because you can imagine you need a lot of ylang ylang flowers to make a little bit of oil. And then we have bergamot. So the bergamot, I'm going to put 30. So you see where I'm going. So far, we have 40 drops in here. So we need 60 more. Oh, thank you, Diana. Thank you, everybody. Oh, thanks, Cassandra. Oh, it's so good when people, like-minded people who love the oils and use them in their daily life. So bergamot is very refreshing and uplifting. It's an oil you can use. I can't talk because I have to count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, so that's 30. So it's a great oil for depression. This is I would recommend #1 oil for depression. Oh, Diana, love ylang ylang. Yeah, we need to plant an ylang ylang tree there up by you. So bergamot, and then let's do lavender. So we're putting 30. So far we have 40 and 30, 70. So we want 30 more drops. So we're putting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, and 10 more. Right. Beautiful. So that is it. So now it's just to pour it in a little bottle and close it down, and then you have it. Oh, it smells so good. So next workshop, you all have to get oil so you all can make the blends with me. Don't you think so? So dilution. Well, I'm not going to go into too much about dilution because you dilute really when you're using a carrier oil. But I would say that standard dilution is in an ounce of carrier oil, you're going to put like a 2% dilution, so that's about 10 to 12 drops of your oil or your blend, whatever. So 10 to 12 drops for an ounce of oil. We use these roll-ons that are really great as well. So these are with a carrier oil in it, and these actually have therapeutic effects. So you could have bon nuit, or we have a easy tension, or the sore joints one. So we actually have to stimulate libido, and that is with my little story, because I have some lovely friends in here who used my Let It Go Get It On blend, and now they have a beautiful baby girl. So hi. So now we're coming to a close, and I just wanted to share this beautiful little paragraph from one of my favorite women on Instagram, Sassy Lisa Lister. She is quite revolutionary because she talks about women, things that we don't talk about, periods and vaginas and stuff like that. And I just love how she's so authentic and raw. And she shared this on the spring equinox, and I think it's important because I think we need to know where we're at. It's really, and what she says is so much of what I believe is important in claiming back our power and sovereignty, is claiming back our ceremonies and rituals. And the equinoxes and the solstice are cycle crossover points. These crossover points in between spaces that allow for recalibration, a breath for us to find our balance before stepping into a new phase, season, or experience. So I hope you all had some time over the weekend to take a breath, to take a moment before stepping in to this new time. The equinoxes are when the length of day and night are equal, and in the northern hemisphere at least. And it marks the ignition of fire that begins a brand new cycle as we move into a new horoscope into Aries. So it's an opportunity for us to get still, be contemplative about what we're reaping, what seeds need to be planted. It's great to be outside in nature, to listen to the whispers, and just to be grateful. And I'm just so grateful for you for being here and sharing this with me. And that walking in nature and witnessing and communing with the trees and flowers is as sacred as an hour-long ceremony and devotion to the season. So tune in to your wisest self and ask what you need to do to create and honor balance and the turning of the season and the changing of energetics. That's Sassy Lisa Lister. Follow her on Instagram. She's amazing. And yes, I hope you all got some time to calibrate this weekend before embracing, some people feel the year actually starts now with the spring time. This is the start of the year, not in January. So make the effort to do something new, something different this week.